Hey everyone, this is Jaydev and welcome to this episode of Jaydev's Chronicle. So in this video, we'll be actually talking about two monopoly companies, and I have planned to reduce the stake in them, or to say I have planned to book some profits in these companies, not because they have delivered me good results. They did deliver me good results, but the reason is that I feel it's time to reduce the numbers in these companies. So firstly, we'll be seeing that, and nextly I'll be talking about the reasons why am I squaring off in these two major companies, and then thirdly I'll be talking about the alternative, or the alternative company which I am choosing to invest in these amounts. So we'll be covering all these three topics in this video. So please do like, if you actually like this video at the end of this video, and then please do share it with your friends if you find it is valuable and informative, and subscribe. There's no actual reason I should be saying for this. You must subscribe for sure. So actually, before getting into these companies, I would like to give a disclaimer from my side that I am not a registered advisor or a financial person. I'm just learning on day-to-day basis, and I am myself, I'm not selling completely off and booking profits completely. I'm just selling a part of the portfolio or part of the company which I own till now, and I'm selling that. Please don't hear to my video, and please don't replicate that, or please don't try those stuffs. If you have different viewpoint on this, you could surely mention it in the comments, so that the new viewers who come to see the video, they might even see the comments, and they could understand your viewpoint and they can make a better decision. So please do mention your viewpoints in the comment section. So let's get into the video actually, and the first company is Asian Paints. I'm super lover of Asian Paints, and everyone would know the business of Asian Paints and what is Asian Paints. So Asian Paints is basically a paint company. They do paint and paint related products. So the reason why I am squaring off is that pretty easy to understand, I guess. Before that, let us see all those fundamentals. On coming to the fundamental side, Asian Paints is fundamentally very strong. They are the monopoly. They don't have debts. They are obviously a monopoly, and there is not actually left to deal with fundamentals for their company. I'll go to the reason and I'll make it short and sweet, clear and crystal for understanding. Okay. So the reason is that you might all know the recent crisis which is happening in the European countries, that to be specific Russia and Ukraine. So there is this war kind of stuff going on. These geopolitics have stunned us for the past 1.5 months. So it would last for a few more time. There is no doubt in that. So the impact which the world faced was quite a little high, I guess. So we are suffering a lot more than us. We have suffered less, but some other countries even suffered worse. So the main thing is crude oil. So Russia is a major importer and major exporter of crude oil. So the crude oil barrel price have been increasing as day passes. Now it's currently low. Our finance minister actually planned for this year that the barrel would be around $70 to $75, but it have crossed 150, 160, and now it came back to again 120 as of today. So let me convey the story short. So if the crude oil price is high, you might know paints are made using oils and oil related products. So obviously the cost for making the paints would be high. So the paint price must go high. Companies like Asian Paints could tolerate this for a short span of time because this won't affect them much, but I guess this kind of stuff won't end in a month or 2 months, or we couldn't predict that actually. It might even last a year, or it might last 2 years, who knows. So obviously it's difficult for Asian Paints to stay without raising their prices. They could just raise the price till and limit. After that, the products will be unsold for sure. So in this case, I am kind of getting away from Asian Paints for a span of 2-3 years. And another reason which I am considering is that the real estate thing. So real estate haven't shook up for the past few years. So we aren't seeing an hike in real estate business going. So when real estate isn't going high, the use of paint gets reduced. That's simple. If no one is building house, how will they sell paint? So that's simple logic. uh, so these are the two main reasons which I am considering to reduce my stake in Asian Paints. And I'll again give you a disclaimer: I'm not selling completely. I would sell a few portion of Asian Paints which was in my portfolio, very less portion obviously. So I would sell whenever Asian Paints faces 3%, 4% high in a day. It got recently high yesterday or day before yesterday. I sold few portions that day, so I'd be selling few portions whenever Asian Paints gets 4% or 3.5% high in a single day. So obviously that's one company. And then coming next to the second company, it's Irctc. So again, Irctc, I don't have any disrespect to this company. I love this company. It's a great digital theme based company for India because it's dealing with railways. Obviously, if Indian economy improves, railways will improve. There is no doubt in that. uh, for this case in Irctc, I actually don't have any problem with the business or any revenue model. I don't have any problem with their company. They're absolutely fine. I just have the problem with PSU sector based companies. For those who don't know what is PSU, PSU are public sector based enterprises. So I'm not in towards these PSU companies for a simple fact that other companies' primary motto would be on making money, whereas PSUs would be on serving people. Their first priority is to serve people, then making money. Obviously, making money would be a priority for them, but their first priority is to serve people. So PSU, to add more points on what is PSU, so government would be owning major portion of this company, or completely government would be owning these companies. Even if not now, one day it would reflect in stock market that PSU would face few problems. For example, Coal India being itself a monopoly. We all know what is the story of Coal India. I no need to explain the story. There wasn't any legible returns given by Coal India. They are giving dividends, but that's okay. But there is not actually growth in Coal India's stock price. That's one example, and even I could give a example with Irctc so that you could connect well with that. Irctc recently, like October or September, I guess, on a single day, Irctc went 10-15% lower circuit, just because government said that they would be operating on few areas of Irctc. And then again, since these major correction happened, suddenly government said we aren't doing that, and again the next day the price went normal. So we couldn't actually predict the company's price or return. So that's super risky for me as of now. I am not interested in PSU, but still not completely disinterested. I'm interested. I'm owning a few portion of Irctc even now. So I continue to own until my mind says to sell off completely. But I'm owning less compared to Asian Paints. Asian Paints I own even more, but I've reduced a major stake from Irctc as of now. It may prove me wrong, in both cases, Asian Paints and Irctc, it may prove me wrong that they can go good bull run. They could touch new heights, new high amounts. But I guess it's safe for me to just hold few portion. So now let's get to the third and interesting part of where I will be investing these amounts. Actually, I'm not investing in any new companies as of now. I'm just increasing the stake in my existing companies which are in my portfolio already. I've actually planned for 3 companies, and I will disclose one alone now. The other 2 I'll make separate videos from the beginning, because you could not relate with that company much easier by saying their name now. I would make a dedicated video for that. The one company which I will be disclosing now is ICICI Bank. So banking sector is something which is very interesting, and there's no full stop for the sectors. People would be going for banks as year passes. There's no alternative. I'm super interested in banking and also on NBFC businesses. So I'm showing super interest on them. Banking, ICICI and HDFC are two main companies which I would look for. Even in banks, I won't look for PSUs. In personal use, I use PSUs, and for investing, I won't use PSUs. That's a bit of oxymoron, so, or contradictory. So because you would get an extra safety and extra security when you consumer in government banks or PSU banks, but not as an investor. As I've said earlier, the simple reason, PSU serves people well, they serve me well. As a consumer, I get benefited, but as an investor, I'm not okay with that. I go for private banks, and HDFC, ICICI are super cool. For me, ICICI is edging over HDFC for few reasons. You may not disagree for this. I accept your viewpoints also. But even I'm an investor in HDFC Bank, so no problem. But I've decided to increase my stake in ICICI as of now. Simple reasons: FISs have sold a lot, and the price have corrected a lot. Since the time now, the crisis also played a minor role in the correction of price. So it's good to buy now, and it's kind of stock which I would be buying and forgetting for next 5-10 years. It's not a short term hold for me, it's a long term hold for me. I'm super happy, and I would disclose the next two stocks in upcoming videos. Stay tuned. Please do subscribe to my channel. Meet you in another super cool interesting video. Thank you. Cheers.